And Andre, speaking of the rematch, I know I saw you saying you want a rematch with him. Are you, how bad do you want the rematch, and are you willing to travel overseas in order to make that fight happen again?
Yeah, I want it bad, and yes, I am willing to travel overseas to do so. O2 Arena, wherever the arena he feels comfortable or he sees fit. It's a marketable fight, man. There's not one side of the audience that doesn't have one of the three opinions. There's not one that outweighs the other. Some saying if I would have got knocked down, I would have won the fight. Some are saying because of the knockdown, you lost the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And some are saying it was a close fight, man. But none of them are leaning toward, you got dropped, you lost, or or one side in particular. It was just a good fight. Everybody enjoyed it, man. I just want the rematch, for his sake and mine, to prove that he is, top dog, and me to get what I deserve, because I believe that in the rematch, the fight would be that much better. Point blank fights are championship fights and champions, man. The rematches define a lot of fighters, man. And this is you can't set a solid definition. IBF champion, super middleweight champion. There's no solid definition in James DeGale. You can't just say he's a champion, and mean that with confidence with him keeping, it would be a much better match if we did it again. No question about it. So I want the rematch in the worst way, and yes, I'm willing to go overseas to get it.
And Andre, let's say if the DeGale fight doesn't materialize, what or who would you want to fight next? I mean, there are a lot of options for you at 168. Have you thought about secondary options? If that fight doesn't happen for you.
I really don't want to speak it. I don't want to speak it, man, because that's the fight I want, and I want it in the worst way. If you give me a rematch, give me shots if I can't have James DeGale. We know that's unlikely as well, But truth of the matter is, if any one of them fighters made this fight happen, that fight would be those would be big fights. But I have their style that makes them not want to fight me, So, probably been ducking me, I feel, this whole time, And I feel like I have more of a chance of getting him now than I did before, because he sees that I'm not the so-called runner that I was when I fought him the first time, But James DeGale was the guy I'm eyeing for now. I don't want to even talk about anyone else. Of course, everyone else is out there, and of course I want to fight them. But I just came off a loss, man, so I want that rematch. That championship means everything to me at this point, man, and I want to see if he really earned it, point blank.
Yeah, man, you seem real focused on it, man, because, let's say even if Andre, let's say even if you take a different route and you become a champion beating another fighter, is the DeGale fight still a fight you're going to want to revisit even when you're a champion and you moved on, just because you kind of want to settle the score?
If I'm champion and he's not, by the time I get my belt, I will gladly fight him again. There's no, and it'll be for my belt or belts. It doesn't matter. After this fight was over, if they would have gave me the victory and he wanted a rematch, I would have gave him the rematch gladly. There's no question about it, because I know this is something the fans would want to see again. There's no question about it. It's a good fight.
Yep.
And I'm not just talking out of my ass because I lost and I want the title that bad. No, I would literally give him a rematch. If we have the rematch and I beat him, I will gladly give him a rematch again, because we can settle the scores 1-1. And I'll do the fight work the second time around. If it works the third time, there's no question. Wouldn't nobody else even be up for grabs, so I'll give the rematch instantly. No question about it.
And Andre, when you think of the rematch, I mean, I know you don't want to give away the game plan, but were there things now that you think that you can do different, or was it something you didn't do in the first fight that you kind of look back when you saw the fight again and say, man, I should have done that?
Yeah, it's something I didn't do. I had it in mind, but I didn't do it. It was on the second round in when I got caught, because that really changed up everything. It's like the old saying goes, everybody has a game plan until they get hit. Mike Tyson said everybody has a game plan until they get hit. You know what? I got hit, and I got up and I fought my ass off. I could have stayed smart, but truth is my legs were heavy for 2 rounds after that. My legs weren't really under me. They were under me, but they were heavy, and I'm just like, by the 6th round, I remember saying during the round, like, oh, yeah, I'm back now. I'm telling them that right there in the ring. In the 6th round, I said, oh, yeah, my legs are back now. That was probably the 5th round. Fifth, yeah, not the 6th, the 5th. I told them, I'm back now, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And my focus was just to make sure I took every round after that. You know, so I took it to a fight there, but I could have easily boxed, you know, before I got caught. But if I could take anything back, it was the confidence level. First round, I went in there, and I felt like it was a breeze, and I saw what he had. He threw his best punches, and I'm like, this is an easy fight. Second round comes, I cut him, and on top of that, the round is going like as the first round was, and I definitely got overconfident. I let my guard down. I got overconfident. It seems like I stood right there for him to catch me with that left hand, but I was countering at the same time, you know, and he put me on my ass. And, you know, I was getting off the mat, and I was like, wow, you know, James DeGale was one hell of a fighter, man. I credit him 110%, man. He came over here. He had the will to win, the heart of a champion. He knew what he wanted. He came. He got it. You know, and I want that chance to prove that I feel the same way. I am the same fighter that I was, or, you know, if people don't believe me, you know, but I want that title, and I want to just prove how much I want it. You know, so if I have to go over to the UK, there's no problem at all with me doing that.